You cannot skip over this team, especially with the fan base that they have, because they will come after you. They come after you with anything you have to say about them. So let's talk Richmond and Brisbane, because do we see a little bit of resuscitation by this Richmond Tigers team, because they come back to life. They take out one of the top teams in a historical game from Jack Rewald, because in his 300th, I believe the record is what they were saying on air, is that the most goals kicked in the 300th game is 6, and Jack tied that record with 6 in this one, which was just a unreal performance by this guy. My jaw was on the floor, just trying to keep up with what was going on. Also, solid performance by Chol with 4 goals. But Brisbane, they took control of the third term, and the Tigers then went on to kick 5 straight goals. They got on top. They stayed on top. And now the real question is this a flash in the pan? Is this just the Tigers being super motivated for Jack's 300th game? Or is this actually them maybe kicking things into gear and getting a little bit of a jump start to make that last second ditch, last second effort to get to the finals? It's going to be tough because they still have to win probably at least 4 of their last 5 games. So they have a tough road ahead of them. They have life. So what do you think about this? Also, are you losing confidence in the Brisbane Lions now?
Oh, this is one of those where we also got to throw in the fact, okay, the Tigers played Tigers footy. Legit. They played a Tigers type of footy game.
This is the Tigers we saw last season. Hands down.
Exactly.
Hands down.
There's one giant issue, though, is that the major loss of Dusty Martin halfway through the third quarter. He has a absolutely wicked bump in the center of the field.
What, his elbow almost got hit into his own self. Well, he got crushed.
It was a hip and shoulder, and he actually bruised his kidney.
That's what ended up being a bruised kidney.
It ended up being a bruised kidney.
Oh,
he is done for the year.
Even if they make finals,
he is done for the year. They said that it is. They said they believe it is severe enough that there's no way he's going to get back healthy enough to be able to play. So this is so that's why your question is kind of, it's hard to answer, because if Dusty is still there, if Dusty is still healthy, yes, I think Richmond makes the finals, because their run after Geelong this round is relatively, I think, winnable 4 games to end the season, to where they're going to get in. They should get in. They have the points the way they are. Not having Dusty, I think, complicates things. I think even with Dusty, I think the Cats would probably beat him this week. I know I'm giving away my tip already this week, but stay with me here. My issue I see is that their run home is not much simpler after that. Yes, it's a bunch. Yes, it's some teams that you would think that Richmond should beat, but when you eliminate Dusty for them, and that you add the fact that you've got 2 teams fighting for the finals in Freo and GWS. Yes, GWS is still in the hunt. I know I know your opinion. We've discussed that, but
they're in the hunt. They're mathematically in the hunt.
I'm gonna give them the proverbial bone here. Okay,
I'm the most pessimistic GWS fan in the world, aren't I?
But here's the thing: this Cats game is the one game I think they can afford to lose. The issue I see is, I agree with you. I think the next 4 they have to win, and it's still not even easy. You got to go out to Optus Stadium with Freo, but you're hoping maybe that Sean Darcy is not going to be able to play. That's still up in the air. I'm keeping an eye on that. Unfortunately, the injury update does not update till tomorrow. Unfortunately, that's the only bad part about this podcast. I can't tell you who's out for this week, most likely, and who's in.
Which is another reason why you should help us get a little bigger. Maybe we could do a live show. It'd be a little easier.
That would be absolutely
so
awesome.
We could quit our jobs and just do this full time for you guys.
I would absolutely love that. That'd be absolutely amazing. But if Darcy's back, I think the Dockers have a legit shot to win this game with Dusty being out. Yes, the Tigers are really, really good, but The ruck battle, I think, evens out if Darcy is facing Nankervis instead of a younger player. And they
Mhm.
play North, and North is kind of that bogey team right now that nobody wants to play. They're tough, they're physical, they don't give up, they give everybody their best shot, and they've nipped a few teams. So that's not an easy win there. GWS, by then they should get Toby Green back. So I think, and potentially you still have some a really really tough game. That game is going to be a road game. Hopefully, it's not at the MCG, which would be nice. Maybe it'll be at Marvel. Sorry, dirty shot. I know Richmond fans. I'm sorry. And then you end with Hawthorn, and Hawthorn has just drew with the team that they played this week. We'll discuss that a little bit later in the episode. So this is not a simple yes or no for Richmond. I go Dusty out. They may make the final. I just see this. I think Dusty's loss nixes, even if they make the finals, a chance
Mhm.
to win the flag, because he is that guy that steps up in the big time when it comes to the flag. So
Oh,
unfortunately, that
yeah.
may be a death blow to their final for their for
Mhm.
their flag competitions. Finals is still there, but we'll have to see who that that 7 through 12 is still up for grabs,
Mhm.
and other teams coming on to the point where there's even a shot that a very old team that got a nice win over a rival this weekend might be peeking their heads in with a chance for a finals bid.